Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's lesson. So before we get into the lesson, please, if you can, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we're almost at 10,000 students on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. You can also like this video, share it with someone who's also learning English, and yeah, it helps grow our community so that we can all help each other when we have questions. Okay, so let's get into today's lesson. So right off the bat, we're gonna get into it. We have will do versus will be doing. So we have future tense here, future simple, so you will do something, right? But we're gonna focus on will be doing. So will plus be plus a verb with ing. Okay, so this was actually a question from one of my students on Facebook. So thank you so much for asking this question. So when do we use will be doing? So you might not hear it that often, but we do use it. And I actually used it recently on a post on Facebook, and that's where this question came from. So I'll get to the big whiteboard for us so that you can see a little bit more clearly, okay? Okay, so we have will plus be plus ing verb, okay? We're gonna call this the future progressive. Future progressive. Okay, so we are talking about the future with this one. Okay, so we can use this tense when a long and continuing action is interrupted by a short future action. So a long continuing action is interrupted by a short future action. Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit. We also use this tense a lot when we talk about time, for example, 10 p.m. Okay, we'll also get into that. Then lastly, we can also use it with two long actions that are happening at the same time. Two long actions that are happening at the same time. Okay, and today we're gonna focus on will plus be plus ing. We can also say going to plus be plus ing verb. Not much of a difference, but will be is a little bit easier to say because it's not so long. We could say going to be doing. That is also correct. But if you want to talk really quickly, usually we use the contraction of will. I'll be doing, she'll be doing, we'll be doing, okay? All right, let's get into some examples so that you can better understand this future progressive tense, okay? So looking at number one, when you get home, I'll be sleeping. When you get home, I'll be sleeping. So here you can see we use the word when. So we're going to use future progressive a lot with when we're talking about a long continuing action that is interrupted by a shorter action. So we often use when in this case. When you get home, I'll be sleeping. So sleeping is the longer action, sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. And the shorter action is someone getting home. So getting home is, very short, right? It just happens and then it's done. But this person will be sleeping, 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 and then you'll come home sleeping, 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 okay? So number two, you can see I've reversed it a little bit. So first we have, she will be studying. She will be studying when the game starts. She will be studying when the game starts. So both of these actions are in the future, but we know that at the same time, or sometimes she'll be studying, and sometime during her studying, the game will start, okay? So when, it's a little bit tricky to use this tense because we have to know of 2 future actions. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to guess what's going to happen in the future, but sometimes we know, okay? So these 2 are examples of a longer action being interrupted by a shorter action. Number 3, talking about using time. Okay, so the question somebody asked is, what will you be doing at 5 o'clock? So you can see we have a time here. So we can also use will be plus ing. Or we could say, what are you going to be doing at 5 o'clock? What will you be doing at 5 o'clock? What are you going to be doing at 5 o'clock? Okay? Then the answer, I will be driving home. Oh, at 5 o'clock, I'll be driving home. So in here, in this answer, they don't mention the time because the time was just mentioned, but you could put it in parentheses, right? At 5 o'clock, I will be driving home, or I will be driving home at 5 o'clock, okay? Number four, while you eat, he'll be cleaning the garage. While you eat, he'll be cleaning the garage. So these are 2 future actions. They are both going to be happening at the same time, and they are both longer actions. So while you eat, he'll be cleaning the garage. Okay, so at the same time. Number five, let's take a look at this one. Can you guys come to the party? So this is very casual. Can you guys come to the party? Sorry, she'll be preparing for her exams. She'll be preparing for her exams, and I'll be visiting my grandma. She'll be preparing for her exams, and I'll be visiting my grandma. So we have two in this sentence, right? She'll be preparing. I'll be visiting. Okay, so we can combine this with and right here. It means that these 2 long actions are happening at the same time as the party. So sorry, we can't come. While the party is happening, she'll be preparing for her exams, and I'll be visiting my grandma. Okay, is it understandable? So if you haven't gotten used to using these in your English conversation, that's okay. It's a little bit hard to use, but it's good to know when to use it because native speakers do use it from time to time. So just let's recap really quickly. We can use will plus be plus ing verb. Or we could say going to plus be plus ing verb. They are the same, okay? We're gonna call this the future progressive. So we use the future progressive when a long continuing action is interrupted by a shorter action, shorter future action, okay? We're always talking about the future for these. Then we can also use it with time, 10 p.m., 8 o'clock, in 10 minutes, okay? Also, it can be used with 2 long actions that are happening at the same time. So I'll read these sentences one more time. Try and listen. If you can try and repeat it out loud. That is also a very good way to remember how to use these grammars, okay? So when we practice grammar like this, I really think it is important to repeat it out loud, and then your mouth and your brain will make the connection and it will become a little bit more easy for you, okay? So number one, when you get home, I'll be sleeping. When you get home, I'll be sleeping. Number 2, She will be studying when the game starts. She'll be studying when the game starts. Number 3, what will you be doing at 5 o'clock? What will you be doing at 5 o'clock? I'll be driving home. I'll be driving home. Number 4, while you eat, he'll be cleaning the garage. While you eat, he'll be cleaning the garage. And last one, number 5, can you guys come to the party? Can you guys come to the party? Sorry, she'll be preparing for her exams, and I'll be visiting my grandma. Sorry, she'll be preparing for her exams, and I'll be visiting my grandma. Okay, I hope it was easy. I hope it was understandable. Try to make some sentences in the comments just to get some practice in. And if you have any questions, you can also leave them in the comments. I will try and answer them. I will do my best. Okay, so thank you all for watching today's lesson. And yes, please subscribe, like this video, share it. And I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new lesson for you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.